Last time you mentioned trouble sleeping. You been getting any rest?
You are watching the trailer for No Rest for the Wicked. The short film is local filmmaker Scott Wisdom, and it's set to premiere next Saturday night at the Hi-Pointe Theater as part of the annual St. Louis Filmmakers Showcase presented by Cinema St. Louis. So here to share more is the filmmaker himself, Scott. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, that trailer, that gave me some chills.
Well, good. That was the intention.
That was
give
the
you some
intention.
Chills. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
It definitely left me with chills. So why don't we first talk about what was the inspiration for No Rest for the Wicked?
Yeah, so I've had this idea in my head, this story about a guy who's sort of stuck in a cycle in his life, and it's kind of informed by his insomnia a little bit, and then showing how he goes about to resolve these demons from his past. And it's kind of set to the backdrop of like recovery, like the AA program, things like that. So yeah, a lot of things coming up for him, and he's just trying to, you know, make his life simpler.
Wow, a beautiful storyline, a little eerie, but also I imagine a little beautiful too. So why don't we chat about the cast and the crew? Because you mentioned it's focusing on one man.
Yeah, so our lead is Scott Michael Dunn, and he's just an incredible talent. You know, we had a great rapport on set, we had great conversations, and then also we had Keith Nussbaum, who's been in all of my shorts so far, and he's very reliable, always brings a great character to the screen. And then, you know, my director of photography, Michael Dahl, and my producer too, he's pretty much been on every set, you know, since the beginning, since our Webster days. And they're just a very reliable, very professional cast and crew that helps bring it to life. You know, it takes a village, and I couldn't do this alone.
It really does. I can only imagine take a village, because you look at these productions and just that little teaser and just already what it makes you feel. So what about some challenges that you felt that you went through in this process?
Absolutely. So one thing that we had was we had to get these shots in a bathroom. And, you know, we're not a big Hollywood set, so it's like skeleton crew. So we basically had to build a bathroom from scratch, because we needed these shots that were like of him in a tub, like facing him, and you can't get that in a normal bathroom. So I had to build this bathroom with like removable walls in my cousin's garage of all places, and it was hot in there. So, but yeah, that was one of the biggest challenges. It took us about 2 days to build. So
2 days to build a bathroom, and that's just the kind of attention to detail that goes into these films. So for you, from your standpoint, what are you looking forward to most about this upcoming showcase?
You know, one, that it's in person, because most of my shorts that have been in the showcase before were online. So I've never really had that opportunity to sit in the theater full of strangers and other filmmakers and watch my stuff. But I'm also looking forward to seeing some fellow filmmaker stuff. Andy Compton's Captcha, Micah Deacon, I believe you had her on. Her short, and just all these people that I've either haven't met or haven't seen in a long time. And I get to link up with them.
Wonderful. And what's next for you and for your career?
Yeah, so my head is very much still in this character now. So I'm writing a feature-length screenplay for No Rest for the Wicked. I'm not sure if that'll be the exact next project that I do or undertake. Might do a short or two to get on top of that before I do a feature, but a feature is the end goal for me.
And how cool is it to see that you had a connection with this character and you're wanting to explore it more? That's definitely something unique.
Yeah, and it just goes to show that, you know, I was right to explore this person, you know, like there was depth there. And I think that it's just kind of that iceberg theory where like your short is up here at the top, and then you got this whole inner life and backstory that I'm really looking forward to exploring.
Yeah, well, if you heard it here, everyone, you want to see the beginning of the story where it all started with this short film. Okay, so it's going to be next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday, the 29th. No Rest for the Wicked, a short film. It's at the Hi-Pointe Theater. Again, that's going to be premiering at 9 p.m. Tickets available at cinemastlouis.org. And thank you so much for sharing your talents with us and your gifts. And I hope everyone does go see it and look at that bathroom and appreciate that bathroom.
Right, a lot of hard work.
Because it took 2 whole days.
2 whole days.
All right, thank you, Scott. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.